If tomorrow your doctor tells you that your heart is weak, your lungs are damaged, and your sugar levels are dangerous, insurance shows up. Forms, claims, panels, cashless. But if a doctor tells you, boss, your hair is leaving you permanently, insurance looks at you and says, that doesn't qualify as a health problem. And this is not a joke. This is literally how the system sees hair loss. Hi, this is Halak. And here's the thing that nobody warned you about. If your heart stops working, insurance pays. If your mind breaks down, insurance negotiates. If your hair falls out, insurance laughs. Because apparently, losing confidence is cosmetic. Let that sit in for a second. Now here's why this topic suddenly matters. A few weeks ago, something wild happened. A head of state, not an influencer, not a dermatologist on Instagram, a president stood up and said hair loss should be covered by national health insurance. Not cosmetic, not luxury. That conversation started in South Korea, a country obsessed with performance, appearances, pressure, perfection, and the reason given wasn't vanity. The reason was mental health, social survival, self-esteem, and employability. In simple words, people don't just lose hair, they lose confidence. They lose social capital. They lose how they see themselves. Now pause here. Globally, around 2% of the population suffers from clinical alopecia. That's autoimmune hair loss. Not genes, bro. Not stress, bro. And beyond that, male and female pattern hair loss affects hundreds of millions worldwide. So much so that global hair loss treatment market is already worth over $5 billion. Projected to hit nearly $90 billion by the end of the decade. Let that sink in. If hair loss was not a big problem, there wouldn't be a bigger economy around it than the GDP of some countries. People are paying a lot out of pocket. In India, a hair transplant can cost anywhere between 40,000 to 1.5 lakhs, PRP sessions, thousands per sitting, lifetime medications, monthly subscription to Hope, and insurance still says cosmetic. Here's the irony. If you lose hair because of chemotherapy, insurance covers part of it. If you lose hair because of an autoimmune condition, maybe. But if you lose hair because your genetics, hormones, or stress decides to humble you in your 20s, the system says, work on your personality. Now critics say, how can we spend public money on hair when there are cancer, heart diseases? Fair question. But here is the uncomfortable counter question. When did health become only about organs failing and not minds breaking? We already incur mental health therapy, depression, anxiety, burnout, because we finally accepted something important. Just because something doesn't kill you immediately doesn't mean it isn't destroying you slowly. Hair loss isn't just follicles falling, it's definitely shifting. It's how society treats you differently. It's confident erosion. It's high pressure societies. It directly impacts dating, careers, self-worth. South Korea didn't start this debate because people wanted thicker hair. They started it because young people are saying this affects how we survive socially. And that scares governments. Now, will insurance companies love this? Absolutely not. Because if hair loss becomes medical and not cosmetic, the floodgates open. Millions of claims, long-term treatments, no clear end date. From an actuarial's point of view, nightmare. From a human point of view, about this, someone asked the question. So here is the real breakdown. This isn't about hair. This is about where we draw the line between looking okay and being okay. Between what society calls vanity and what actually shapes mental health. Maybe insurance will never fully cover hair loss. Maybe it shouldn't. But the fact that the debate has started at the highest level, that tells you one thing. The definition of health is expanding slowly, uncomfortably, but surely. And now, before we close, here is Halak's happiness hack of this week. If you are dealing with hair loss right now, here is something no policy document will tell you. Your worth is not depreciating with your hairline, but your peace will if you let the external standards decide your value. Treat what you can, accept what you can't, and never confuse appearance with presence. Confidence grows faster when it's not fighting denial. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who is quietly fighting their mirror every morning. Subscribe if you like the conversation that don't insult your intelligence. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode. Stay real, people.